To be a fan again. Hello my friends, welcome to 2020, the year where I spread positivity, self-love, positive body image, good vibes all around. We're kicking off 2020 with some New Year's resolutions to be more positive. This year I vowed to take care of myself. I want to feel like $1,000,000 living in LA, which is difficult to do when you don't actually have $1,000,000. Every famous celebrity has their own share of fan fiction. Since, I want to feel worth writing fan fiction over, but is there anyone to recognize that I'm worth it? No. So I have to take matters into my own hands and kind of write that fan fiction for myself, about myself, for the positivity that I am spreading to myself. I kind of have to do this. This is necessary at this point because, when I'm at the big Hollywood networking events, I can bond with other people about how we both have annoying people writing fan fictions about us. This is a necessity. I need to do this to network. You gotta fake it till you make it, So without further ado, that introduction took like 20 minutes to film because I did not know what to say. We are going to get started. Alright, since I've never really read any fan fiction, go to Wattpad, sign up for an account. That is very important. That is the first step. My username. Here's the tricky part. Yes, I am writing a fan fiction about myself and my name is Rachel, but John Apples. Stanley Kubrick once said, I'm going to make the best sci-fi movie of all time. So that's exactly what I'm aiming for today. I'm going to write the best fan fiction of all time. Creating a new story. Great. Title. Your name falls deeply in love with Rachel and realizes that life is nothing without her. I think we got a pretty good description. Main characters, let's see. We have, obviously, me. We have another character who is Rachel's best friend, and her name is a car. The car is from Lebanon. You cannot read this Strip You My fanfic without my personal written permission first. Add header media. Don't feel like it. A great story doesn't need pictures. Now, I've seen a lot of pieces of literature where people try to build up their exposition by, introducing the setting, the location, some of the characters and their friends, the atmosphere, the mood, all of that. No. My fanfiction is going to break all the norms, so that's why I'm going to go straight to the point. Straight to the point. Rachel is having sex, baby. Did I grab your attention? Are you reading? Do you want to keep reading? Exactly. Very nice to meet you. You look very good. Said your name. Thanks. It's all in the genes, baby, said Rachel. Takes your name's hand and starts doing. Wow, you're amazing, said your name. I know, I'm famous, said Rachel. So I think we've got some good character development here. Your name, who in my case, my name is Rachel. So, when you're reading the story, picture your name in there. But in my case, it's Rachel means Rachel. Just to show you how that works. Them is your name's pronoun. Gotta be politically conscious of stuff like that. So I think at this point we've established that, there's definitely chemistry between the two. They find each other very attractive. Rachel acknowledges that Rachel is very famous and Rachel agrees with Rachel, which at this point you might be wondering, wow, this is great. When is it going to collapse and crash? And that's when I'm going to add a cliffhanger. The next morning, Rachel comes back to her bedroom after showering to find that Rachel is gone. Where does she go? To be continued. Now people know there's a part 2. Part 2. The struggle. everyone knows that no story is perfect. There's always struggle. Why are you ignoring me? Said Rachel, but you just stopped ignoring me to type that message, said Rachel. I kind of deliberately included some typos in there because I want to convey the sense of chaos in this chapter, how it's not all smooth sailing, there's conflict, people are kind of fighting a little bit. At this point, Rachel and Rachel are not completely on the same page. This chapter is completely perfect for the rising action of the movie. If you know what I'm talking about, each movie, each story, there's a rising action, it gets to the climax, and then it goes to denouement and resolves. We're at the rising action, it's getting more and more tense. The next part is going to be the same. I'm going to build up the intensity. And this, from what I know about literature in general, not just fan fiction, is that sometimes people try to get really descriptive with things, because for the first two parts, as you saw, it's mostly dialogue based. It's kind of, hey, how are you? I'm doing great. It's all verbal, but sometimes it's more effective to just show you, to kind of build texture and tone a little bit. So what I might do is search for emotional description, types of basic emotions and their effect on human behavior. This is the type of research that you have to do as a fanfic literary analyst and just a writer in general. You know, it's great that they included an infographic here, because I was kind of on the edge about exactly what emotion to convey as my story gets more and more intense, but these pictures, these colors just kind of bring it all to life a little bit and lets me see exactly how I'm feeling. And I think the one that I'm going to go with is number 4, disgust. Look at that man. Kind of looks like Shrek a little bit. Physical reactions, just vomiting and retching. These are the words that I need to be using. Instead of saying Rachel's disgusted, I'm going to say, and you guys can take notes if you want to, Rachel vomits. No, actually, that is very minimalist, and it's not what I'm going for right now. Right now, I'm going for that detail, like excruciating and explicit detail of everything that Rachel is thinking and everything that Rachel is thinking. Rachel looks at her phone and sees Rachel's face. Here's where we get really specific. She feels, and that's when you get all the descriptor. And now I don't encourage plagiarism. It is not good. And so here we've established how Rachel feels about things. She's disgusted because she feels all of this pressure building up, you know? Rachel sees Rachel. 3 simple words, and I have successfully conveyed to you that Rachel acknowledges all of the disgust, the vomiting, the retching, the wrinkling the nose, curling the upper lip. She acknowledges all of that. And now, how does she feel? How does Rachel feel about Rachel's disgust? I think we can safely assume that what she feels is anger, that squatting man over there. There should be a whole Wikipedia page on anger. A person experiencing anger will often experience physical conditions such as, and that's when you take all of this, anger becomes the predominant feeling behaviorally, cognitively, and physiologically. That's exactly the kind of complexity that we need to build up. You know, starting from dialogue, it's really basic. Roll it all into one big ball of richness, of emotion, So now that we have these really antagonizing feelings towards each other, Rachel is angry at Rachel and Rachel is disgusted at Rachel. How should this be resolved? That's where Lecar comes in. Lecar comes in. Another cliffhanger. Tell me I'm not a genius. We have all of these perplexing feelings building up. There's anger, there's disgust. We don't know how we feel about each other. And even at this point, Lecar comes in and messes everything up. He complicates just everything backwards, said Lecar. You're so manipulative. I'm not your plaything, you know? Added Rachel. Good to switch up the variety of word choice a little bit there. Your dialogue is back, and we need kind of to develop the plot point a little bit, because at this point I have not established the location, I have not established a time, a place, a who, what, when, where, why, and how. And this is the point where I do that. See, the way I think about it, everyone gives you the who, what, when, where, why, and how in the very beginning, so you have already a sense of what's going on. What I want to do is start from nothing. In chapters 1, 2, and 4, there's only dialogue. And in chapter 3, there was only actions. Asphyxiating, someone's breathing really fast, they have elevated heart rate, all of these verbs giving you a little bit of a fuller image. And the climax is when I give you the location, the time, the place, the everything, and the entire backstory. Because that's when I can get everything to hit you at once. And that is exactly how my literature is going to be different from the rest. It's just simply better. A lot of people don't tell you this. Actually, no one would tell you this, but here you go. This is the chapter actually before the climax where I explain Lakar a little bit. Actually, do I even need to explain Lakar? Tell me if I'm incredibly wrong, which I believe I am not, but Lakar's existence makes perfect sense to me. We can't just have two people in our universe. We need a third person to kind of balance things out in the triangle of balance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, like I said, drop location, which is in a dump in Las Vegas.
Announcement time. It is time for the announcement. We are halfway through editing, but I realize that I'm spouting bullshit and none of it makes sense. Worry not, however, since this was all an elaborate scheme disguised as satire to expose the know-it-all attitude of university literature professors. No, that's not true. But I don't want to edit anymore, so here's the ending.
But anyways, all in all, this has honestly been a good time. And you know what? I will do more fan fictions about myself. Try and stop me. I will keep doing them. New Year's resolution? Love myself? Check.